every month. It's going to be very local, very seasonal. We're going to be able to probably purchase 100% of our vegetables from Tony because we're so small.
Right.
And what we want to do is just we want to bring, like everyone else, we want to bring great food to the community, but we want to bring something different. We want this to be food that you're familiar with. It's still healthy. It's still great. We're going to use some classical techniques, some new modern techniques we're going to be using. One of the coolest things I want to point out is we're moving away from gas. Everything's going to be 100% electric. That is going to provide us the ability to do sous vide cooking. We're going to do induction cooking. And those things will be able to be introduced to the community, but also teaching the new cooks around here, or the younger cooks, these new techniques that you don't have to go, down to per se or these other places and to learn these things. We want to bring it up to Harlem. One of the things I have been wanting to do for quite a while is open a culinary program, Culinary Institute, or I've been trying to work with the Black Chefs Association, but it's a little hard to get that together. But that's the goals. I'm also a pastry chef trained, so I was lucky enough to work with Gordon Ramsay's pastry chef from the Berkeley Hotel. We did the first, and forgive me if I say this wrong, it's pret-a-porter, yes, I'm sorry. Tea service for fashion weeks. We did a lot of that. My wife works for Vince Camuto Group and Alexander Wayne. She's done a lot of shoes. So we're in, I think, Beatrice Henderson, the Harlem Fashion Row. I've actually also worked with her. She held a lunch at Bergdorf Goodman's. So we're going to bring some new stuff to the community.
How do you, it's actually, I mean, I'm sure John's going to ask the question in terms of the size of the restaurant. Is it wheelchair accessible?
Yes, ma'am, yes. We're working with a group here, also as local co-office. Simon and David, they're my designers, and that was one of the things.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yeah, so the table is going to be a long table, 12 seats, and the front, I actually have a plan.
Yeah,
So,
no, we see
yeah, it has, it'll be handicap accessible. One of the things I'm also really into is the tiny house nation. So when we designed this place, we wanted it to be very accessible and movable. So everything is in the mind of we can rotate and move things around. Because we want to offer classes, and then also we want to move towards like solar. We're talking to the people, the landlord, to eventually work towards moving to solar so we can all have free electricity. So.
Can I ask a question in terms of the financials of it, in terms of the size?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it that your, I wouldn't say rotation, but in terms of the number of servings that you expect per day?
Right.
Based on the common table
Right.
and the size of the restaurant?
Sure.
So that makes it feasible,
Yes.
financially feasible?
Yes, ma'am. One of the cool things we're also bringing in is we have a company called Fair Harbor, which offers you go to the website and you purchase a ticket. So in that sense, we'll know exactly how many people are coming. We'll know all types of information for whether you have any type of dietary restrictions, if you need any type of special menus or anything like that. So and it also is going to help us, and hopefully, I see the industry kind of moving towards that direction.
So can I just, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Not to interrupt you.
Not at
but
all.
Just because Fair Harbor is new to me.
Yes, ma'am.
So is it, you will only be able to make reservations via Fair Harbor because you'll know how many people is
Right.
expected for dining that?
Yes, yeah. It's almost like looking at it in terms of buying a ticket for a concert. So yeah, you'll have to purchase a ticket. That is for dinner. Right now for brunch, we're planning to have three brunch services, which we'll probably go that way. We'll be able to just let people come in, walk-ins. But for the dinners, you'll need a ticket. But it'll be very accessible. It's really cool. You go right to the website. The menu's there, and you can just put anything you need in the information. Pay, which is another great thing. And we're also going to offer a wine pairing with the meal, beer or wine. So all those things can be taken care of before you even walk into the
So
space.
is it for the dinner, just because I just want to make sure I'm clear. So for the dinner, you would essentially go to Fair Harbor to
Bell.com, yeah.
fairharbourbell.com.
Yes, ma'am, yeah.
And then select your dinner, your drink.
Well, there'll be a menu for the month. We're gonna
Right.
try to hit for the month. There'll be a 5 to 6 course tasting menu.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm sorry. It's a
So
tasting
it's
menu.
mostly, right.
Right.
The
Oh, so
concept
it's a
is mostly
set menu.
It's
So
a
it
set
is
menu,
what
I'm
you
sorry.
want.
So it's not
Yeah.
like you're saying I
Right.
want to eat
Right.
burgers.
Yeah,
2
sorry
weeks
about
ago.
Okay, so
yeah.
it's a set,
It
it's
is
a
No,
set menu.
sorry, yeah,
For
it is a
dinner,
set
it's
menu.
set
Yes,
menu.
ma'am, sorry about
It's a
that.
5-course set
Yes.
menu. You purchase that, and then you pay for it,
Yes.
and then you go in to dine.
And we know exactly everything about you. And like I said, you can also add the pairing as well.
And suppose, I mean, I love the idea, so I'm gonna be devil's advocate. Suppose that I don't have access to be able to schedule my dine-in that evening. Can I walk in?
No, unfortunately, no, because the menu will be, because we're going that route, and also because it's such a small space, it's going to help. Well, it's going to help us know to
Who's
keep
coming?
our
Or
food
what?
costs down, our labor. We'll know exactly everything. So yeah, you'll have to have just on the dinner aspect of it.
And what's the time constraints? Is it like an hour before you shut it down, or
We'll
whenever
probably-
it's full?
Well, we're hoping to be full. The concept that another kind of the continuation of the concept is a restaurant called Lazy Bear in San Francisco. They've been so successful at this. What they're doing now is their tickets go and sell a month in advance.
Hmm.
So we're hoping to be that successful, and then to build and do other things. But as far as the brunch, I feel pretty confident that we're definitely going to keep it open
Walk-ins,
for walk-ins.
What's the
Yes, ma'am.
cost?
For dinner, there's just one sitting per evening.
No, we'll definitely have two seatings, and we might have like an early the gathering or cocktail hour or something before.
And what's the cost? I didn't
We're
know.
starting out for 5 to 6 courses at $75. With the pairing to the wine, 125 or so.
It's actually much different, but it reminds me a little bit of what Cherie tried to do
Right.
Yeah,
when it
exactly.
started. So
Exactly.
Cherie was, it was walk-in. It's not a huge place, but it's bigger. Than
Right.
Right.
Sure.
But you walked in
That's
and
right.
here's the menu. I think the only variation was maybe
Yeah.
if you were vegetarian, you
You
could have
only
salad.
have
No,
like
that's
2
true.
or 3
Yeah.
courses.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
at most.
Yeah.
He evolved over time. He made it a
Significantly.
little
Right.
bigger, and then he just kind of bit the bullet and
Of course.
said, people aren't, when they want to come in, they want this, they don't want just that, and
Right.
or they avoid coming in because they're afraid that if it's chicken night and I don't like chicken, or I don't feel like chicken.
Sure.
So, I mean, he ended up having to evolve into sort of a more standard
Right.
Right.
type restaurant. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Are you concerned that people will kind of view it as, too limiting or too precious or too?
Well, I
Yeah,
don't.
that's why he's 13.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
I guess
Yeah.
that's the.
Right. Of course, I'm not sure.
Me.
I think, in my opinion, the thing with Cherie, and I never ate there. In my opinion, I agree. I thought it was a little pie, foie gras, stuff like that. This is American comfort food that is going to be very approachable. One of the things, one of the chefs I work with, Chef Andy D'Amico, Five Napkin Burger, and Needs My Time, he taught me something that you don't have to have very expensive ingredients to provide a great meal. So, like one of our things will be 24-hour 24-hour root beer braised short ribs. So there's going to be very approachable things, very familiar, but it's just going to have a different touch to it, where it's not, way out there or too much.
Right. Now, the other experience that was not like you, but different, that was wildly successful was Mountain Bird.
Mountain Bird.
Again, different, but I think
Right.
that's probably your success model, perhaps, where people are coming.
Yeah. So yeah, we're hoping to, with the amount of foodies in New York City and then all over the world, that we can get connected into that group. It'll be something where it's going to bring a lot of attention to Harlem from all over the world. So and that's the thing we wanted to connect with Fair Harbor, because that gives us connections to everyone. Yes, ma'am.
And the title, Belle, is there
Belle.
going to be some sort of French influence?
No,
Is that
Belle Harlem, Belle for me, I grew up in Southwest Virginia with a bunch of women, strong women. And for Belle for me is just not just that Southern Belle, but also the just my life would be completely different without my mother and those strong women, and that's something that, and also my wife, she's a very strong woman. She's very smart, and I respect women, and women are spending money. So and that's another thing too. When we were right. So and that was one of the things we learned at Bergdorf's. It was women who like to lunch. Actually, Olga Diaz, Larry, and I fed them, and Mr. I can't think of his name. I fed them at Bergdorf's, so I know them a lot.
Okay.
We've done a lot of work with them.
It also means beautiful in French.
Right. So beautiful women can't go wrong with that.
Oh,
And
it's a wonderful-
300 square feet, so that means is this a brownstone?
No, it's I think it used to be a retail store. They used to sell like clothes there. It's right. It's 2 doors up from.
Oh, okay, so there's nothing behind you?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
And we have support from the Hyacinth and the other folks around the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
did you,
Salon.
do you have a petition?
Yes, sir. I don't have a
Right.
ton of folks, but I can give you more.
Yeah, if you can,
She's like, yeah.
yeah, why don't you hold on to this?
Okay,
We'll
sure,
follow up.
sure. All right. Okay, sure.
And, before the general meeting.
Oh, here's the menu. Here's a copy of the menu. Sorry about that.
Yes, I'd like to see that. Maybe
We
I
said
can, I cannot get into bistro, but I will go to Harvard.
I've got to say, the bar has been set pretty high tonight.
I have a question. Will you be renting your space out for private parties?
Yes,
or-
yeah,
okay.
we can do that too. It would be perfect. So if you say, for instance, there was a group who wanted to do 12, you can have the whole spot, and you
Do
can
you
have
have a
it
price
for
point for that yet, or no?
I don't see why it would be that much different from just having 12 people coming in for dinner.
Make the reservation.
And the cool thing about it is, one of the things I've really resented about the industry is that as a chef, they put you either downstairs in the basement or you're always back away from the customer. And when I was at Bergdorf's and when I worked at these other places, the chef, it's good to be out and to see your guests and stuff. And no one wants to work in the basement. It's like there's no light, there's no sunlight, and people wonder why chefs are grumpy. I'm like, in the basement all day. So, and there's usually water or something. So, when we designed this space, I wanted it to be like my living room, well, my kitchen. So it's kind of based on my wife's our apartment. So the table, it would be like, I wanted these 12 folks to be like coming over to my house. And me and my sous chef, which we usually have like 60 people over, we're cooking on a patio. So that's the idea. And then I want,
Seen the menu.
I wanted my cooks to
I need
cooks
this
to be
back.
happy. So yeah.
You pass it around.
That's my property.
And we did the menu that we've done. I did a Mother's Day menu at Hyacinth's this past Mother's Day, and it was very successful. And it's basically the same menu that we did there.
Will you also do catering?
We plan to do catering, and we also have. We want to expand. As I said, I do pastries as well. We want to do a bakery called Stretchy Pants. Stretchy Pants Pastries. So we wanted to bring some really cool stuff. Like the whole concept of the cronut. We're doing some really cool desserts, smokies. We're doing brownie rooms. We're doing some really cool desserts as well. So.
Okay, we're getting hungry.
So, I'm gonna shut this down.
Any questions from the community?
Yeah, just one, more than a question, a comment. I'm sure that you're familiar with Chef Kenichi from Mountain Bird now at Tasting Social.
Yes.
His space is really small, and he's doing tremendous business now in his Harlem.
Right.
I mean, like, you cannot get a reservation at that place because that's how. So I think that you guys are on the right track.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
That's your model.
Yeah, that's the model right there. Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And it is small space, but I think it's bigger than 300 square feet.
What is?
The new Mountain Bird space.
The Tasting Social.
Yeah, it is.
He's got about 12 seats.
Yeah, it's about
Yes.
12 seats.
It was actually the garage of the building that they bought. Yes, so it's not.
Now, I'm gonna go into business session so we can vote, and then Mary's gonna do a presentation. So in the interest of time, because we have to be out of here before 9 p.m. So, we will go into business session now.
Jonathan, I know Jonathan.
We have the renewals.
I recognize you when you speak stuff. Okay.
We'll be making announcements. There's in the room for Metro Plus.
But he's not.
Please make sure you have.
Okay. Get the cops. Yeah, Jonathan was telling me about that, yeah.
I heard she was here looking for work.
Huh?
Sam was there looking for
All right, cool. Sure. He's the one that started it, so I'm just following orders.
Jonathan was telling me. I know.
just make sure.
Sure.
Which one was it the other day?
Oh, so we
It's Vanessa's your daughter. You guys were classic.
yeah, she was this.
Yeah.
Everybody, we have a slight step up. We have another application that we're going to deal with.
138 between 139.
Something that's been on before, and it has to be put off, and we got slipped up with the scheduling. This is Blue Lagoon Traders, who are looking to open up a place called Jamaican Cook Spot at 218 West 116th Street, which is probably right across from Harlem Pizza, but again,
More diagonal.
diagonal.
More diagonal. So
Okay,
the,
between Lennox and.
between Adam and Frederick.
Adam and Frederick, okay. You gave me some detailed information here. Why don't you tell us what your plans are for Jamaican Cook Spot?
So I want it to be a Jamaican spot that you can come and sit down and dine rather than do a grab and go. Traditionally, pretty much all of the Jamaican spots, especially uptown, they're just a grab and go. You have Golden Crust, you have Jerky's, you have all these island vibe restaurants, and they're just grab and go. Actually want it to be a good ambiance where you can come, sit down, listen to some music, have a nostalgic feeling of being in Jamaica or in the Caribbean or in the islands, and just have a good meal, and then also have a cocktail or whatever drink you want to have with that, you know. Hopefully rum, because rum is Jamaican. White rum is Jamaican, so hopefully rum will be part of it.
Okay, so you're gonna have a place with 37 patrons, 25 seated, 12 at the bar. So you'll
Yes.
have a full
Full bar.
And you will be handicap accessible, bathroom as well as entrance, and your entrance is level, street level?
Yes, it is true.
Okay, and you told us that your dining areas will be accessible.
Yes,
You're gonna have price points between $5 to $20. Seafood, chicken, beef, pork, and vegetarian choices. And you will be open till
1 on Thursday, 2
Oh, I
on
see.
Friday,
Okay, yes.
Saturday, and then just 12 during the rest of the week.
Okay, so 2 will be your late.
2 will be my latest
On
on the
weekends.
weekends.
What kind of, do you anticipate having to have security?
I will on weekends because that's when you generally have a higher traffic. So on weekends, I do anticipate having a security guard by the door.
So you're gonna be more bar, more restaurant?
I'm a restaurant,
Okay,
like more than 98% a restaurant, and then just 2% to complement the food.
okay. You've given us a petition with about 20 or so signatures,
There's
it looks
also
like.
another one. There's also another one that should have been emailed.
This is full alcohol. I see all the signatures, look like they're almost all from 116th Street.
They are. I went to the barber shop and everywhere there.
Okay. What kind of, do you have residents above the space?
I do. There are 4 stories above.
Okay.
The landlord has spoken to them. They're on board, and they also have provided signatures. Some of them, not all of them. That's not that. That's for the other sheet that I have.
Okay, is that sheet here or you're?
No, that sheet is not there.
Okay.
But yeah, he's gonna give that to me. But he has spoken to them.
Okay. What kind of entertainment are you gonna have?
Recorded music mostly. You know, the Bob Marley, the Barry Salmon, that kind of stuff. And then a big flat screen TV, so you can maybe watch more Caribbean island vibe stuff. Soccer, football, yes.
Cricket.
Sometimes. Cricket, more cricket, more cricket, more cricket, more cricket. Olympics, that kind of stuff.
We need cricket. Bands, live bands, DJs, anything like that?
No, my space is not very big, so.
How many square feet?
920, a little bit above 900.
That's
That's
a
a
huge
I think it's a big space, but it's a little bit over 900.
Are you gonna be kind of like Carl's Tavern, that type of place, or not so much?
Not so much, not so much. Depending on how it goes, there is a big backyard space, super big backyard space. It's really bigger than the front, so
Uh-huh.
let's see what happens going
And
forward.
you think you might expand it to the
I
backyard?
would love to.
Okay, you're gonna wanna speak to your neighbors.
Not anytime
Yeah,
soon,
that's
not
what-
anytime soon though, not anytime soon. Yeah.
Right, and you would need to go back to the SLA.
That's fine. It's contingent on this first try. I'm very young and it's, you know, it's seeing how it goes.
What is your background? What's your business background?
So I am Jamaican. I have my first degree in business management, and then I also have a master's in economic development. I was at Chase, and I realized that the 9 to 5 was not for me, and so I left approximately 2 years ago. And I have been a waitress during college up until now. I'm still a waitress. I have wealth of experience in Times Square, Central Park, in Manhattan, in Harlem. I've been in the business for approximately 10 years.
Do you have business partners in this venture?
No,
Um,
just a rocky credit after.
When do you plan to open?
I'm hoping by spring, say sometime in April. My electrician got his permit. He's about to get started, and we're waiting on the other stuff.
Now, are you in construction?
No, we're not in construction yet. I do have a 10-year lease. I'm waiting. The architect has submitted everything, and we're waiting on them.
Okay. So it's gonna be an extensive build out?
No,
What
luckily
was in
for
the
me,
space before?
it was a hairdressing parlor, but luckily for me, like 20 years ago, they had a restaurant there. And so everything is still there, but it's just like covered over. The hood, where the hood goes, it's still there. And then like they just did a build up to kind of like conceal what's there, but on the blueprint it's all still there, so it shouldn't be a problem to get it approved and to get started.
May have trouble with contractors.
Well, I have a contractor, a licensed contractor and everything already on it.
They're very slow.
They're very slow.
Very
I've heard those tales.
Right? You're talking months.
Any other questions from the board?
So, yeah, I remember you. That's
Yes.
amazing. I'm no longer at SBS, but.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
'cause I could have helped you with that Con Ed situation. But,
I'll tell them you sent me.
yeah, but you should still be able to get some help. And FDNY will need to approve your hood. You need to get that with that. But, I guess my question is, it's gonna be family friendly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely gonna be family friendly. Absolutely.
Looking about 6 or 8 employees?
Yeah, a little, like maybe excluding me, so when I get in, it should be close to 10.
And how do you plan to do your hiring?
So there is, what's the name of the place? There is Workforce One right here in Harlem. That's a start. Craigslist, and then walk-in referrals, that kind of stuff.
Are there are no real sit down? I mean, what kind of atmosphere are you looking for? Because there really aren't any sit down outside of Negril, which is
Negril.
further downtown.
So you have Negril, you have a couple in Brooklyn like Gladys, Footprint.
But in Manhattan, there's really nothing except for Negril.
Negril. So I'm trying to give a similar vibe.
Is it gonna be similar? Is that what
Very
you're looking
similar.
for?
You might see a palm tree in there, so. Once the space allows that, you'll get a palm tree in there as well.
So you're looking for a full liquor license. Now you have Corinthian
Yes,
Church
not a sit down.
corner.
Corinthian Church is over 200 feet away, so I am in, it's over 200 feet.
And how
I'm
about
positive.
Canadian Baptist?
They're further down, so they're even more than 200 feet.
But they are on the same.
So First Corinthian is on Adam, and then Canaan is across the street from First Corinthian, going further down to Lebanon, while I'm between
Okay,
Adam and
okay,
Frederick.
between Leonard, okay.
Yeah, so
Have you spoken to the church?
I have introduced myself, I've made myself acquainted. They're all excited, they can't wait to be a part of it.
I'm Santa Claus.
They did not. I should speak back with the deacon. I will do that. But I did speak with a few of them, they were happy, they were excited, they kept on complaining about going too far to make them food. So they're excited about it.
Okay, anything else?
And handicap accessible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is also
Any questions from the
stroller
community?
accessible.
I have a question, but, I have a comment.
Community too.
The, especially for, a lot of, I had a lot of, applications and a lot of young entrepreneurs that's coming up and starting businesses. And, we just did we're doing this lecture series, Legends of Harlem. It's something that, it's a piece of information I just really want to give you as advice. There's a lot of compliances out there now. I mean, you're just dealing with the liquor board, but the compliances are, they're being enforced. And what I've learned over the years that have drove more businesses out of business, especially restaurants, pubs, here in Harlem and our community, is taxes, sales tax, federal tax. That is the fastest, that drives more of us out of business over the years that I've experienced. So it's just a piece of advice. There's a lot of compliances out there. Separate the taxes, employee taxes, all of those things. Stay on top of that. Okay, stay on top of that. That's just a real piece of advice, because I tell you, it's a lot of restaurants here in Harlem that went out of business.
Yeah, we've had several recently, businesses with big sales taxes.
I mean,
That's what we want to address.
yeah,
Let's
it's,
talk to Janez about that.
yeah, it's,
80% business, right? Paperwork and whatever, right? Forget about the kitchen and what, Kitchen is, I can do that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be
You,
an assistant
yes,
chef.
do
I
kitchen.
do have a chef, but I'm gonna go with an assistant chef.
Okay, anything else? Thank you for that
Yeah.
sage advice. Thank you.
Okay, get back to business session. We are gonna get right to work. The renewals. Sylvia Woods, LLC,
Move to approve.
second. Questions, concerns, not dealt with in the presentation. All those in favor? Okay, it's 8. Oh, counting everyone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opposed, abstention.
Saying I was not here for the presentation. I'm sure it was lovely.
Yes, it was. Son of May, LLC, DBA Corner Social, 321 Lakes Avenue. Any questions, concerns, issues? If not, I just need a motion.
Motion to
And all those in favor? Opposed, abstentions. Boulevard Bistro, LLC, doing business as Boulevard Bistro.
I've heard a lot of problems with that establishment.
No, I'm gonna have to second that.
There's a lot of issues going on there. The community's
A
very
lot.
upset, yeah.
A lot
A lot of
community.
Yeah, because they can't get in.
We want
Okay.
two free muffins.
Yeah.
One and done.
That's right. That
Yeah,
does
any
not work.
abstention, any issues, concerns? If not, for this
Approval.
renewal, I just need a motion and a second. All those in favor, unanimous. And then, let's go into new license applications. H Hops LLC, doing business as Harlem Hops Craft Beer Bar, 2268, Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. Any issues, concerns, anything regarding the?
Were we gonna wait
Is
to
there-
get some more
Is this
signatures?
a contingent
About
upon?
that, there's two contingents.
Yes.
Right? Or
Okay,
what you
there are
did
two
say one was
contingent-
emailed, right? But we
One
didn't
was
have
emailed.
that.
I think, I just got an email as we were sitting here before.
We have 20.
Yeah, they are
They
already
have,
in
okay.
compliance. If they want to send more,
That was
that's
the second,
great.
so you got that second
Yes, I did.
page.
I did.
Okay, good.
As
So,
we speak.
if not, I just need a motion and second.
A motion to.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. Harlem Burger Company LC, doing business as Harlem Burger Company, 2190 Frederick Douglass Boulevard.
They're supposed to supply.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
okay, so this is contingent
I
upon.
would move to support contingent on receipt of the petitions.
4. Anything else? Any other issues, concerns? If not, I just need a motion and a second.
Motion.
All those in favor? Unanimous. Okay,
Yeah, so he said.
Daryl Burnett, doing business as Bell, 2363 Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. Is this, is this complete? Are they in process of?
No, we need signatures
Okay,
here
so it's
as
contingent
well.
upon, so I need a motion.
Motion.
I will say, I remember from 5, I mean,